Immortal John Hancock here, and today I'd like to show the HD link cable for the original Xbox system. You know, this is a great time to be into gaming. There's a lot of different options, and you know, for previous generations of consoles, it's harder now to hook these up to a new TV. Well, what's cool about this product is that it's affordable. Unlike the GameCube adapter, which is over $100 or $100 depending on which one you get, this cable is only $25. That's right, it's really affordable. I wanted to buy one for myself to check it out, and let's see how it works. Alright, here we go. This is what I'll be showing today on my channel, comparing composite, which is the red, white, and yellow cables that you got with the original Xbox. Original cables from my original Xbox that I got back in the day. This wasn't my first Xbox, but this is the one that's still working. And here we go. The box that it comes with, pretty simple. You open it up, has essentially this cable in it, and this goes into your Xbox, this goes into your HD TV. Simple manual, and then this manual kind of talks about the setup process. It's just important to note that you need to check off on the video settings to make sure that they are enabled for 1080i, 720p, and 480p. Now, not all games are going to be in 1080i. There's actually very few games that are in 1080i for the original Xbox. But there is some. Atari Anthology, one of them. I'm going to show you that. Many games are in 720p. Incredible Hulk, Tony Hawk 4, Soul Calibur 2 are three games that are in that that are available in that display resolution. And then there's just Super Monkey Ball, which is neither. And so Wikipedia is a good place to go if you want to check out which games offer alternative display options. And here we go. Alright, this is an important note that you have to do when you hook up your new cable. You have to go to settings, and when you go into settings, you go to your video, make sure that these things are selected. This will make your game look better. Make sure that the 480p, the 720p, and the 1080i are selected. Super Monkey Ball Deluxe with composite, and you know, Xbox was the most powerful console of its generation, and it doesn't look bad, but today's standards, it doesn't look great at all. And more importantly, and it's important to know this, that for some people they're not going to notice as much the graphics differences. The ease of hooking this up to a modern television is the biggest benefit. Alright, see if I can do it. 21-mile-an-hour wind. I noticed, well, other thing I noticed is that the wind on this version of Monkey Target is greater. They increased the wind. So many little variation differences. This game does have a 720p option, display option, and wanted to see how it looks. This is a nice and easy level to show kind of the resolution differences. This again is standard composite, and essentially just the start of the game, just going around smashing stuff up, just showing you how to control. It's like another game I wouldn't mind checking out, because for all the Incredible Hulk games that were out there, this is, I hear, one of the better ones. Going around smashing stuff up. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's not terrible. I mean, but you know, if I'm gonna have an Xbox with AV composite cables, I'm gonna hook it up to a standard television, because that's just a problem with an HD TV. It doesn't look great. All right, here's Hulk, and from the moment you load it up, you can tell that there's a difference. 720p looks great. Again, this is one of the games that offers a bump in resolution, and you know, unfortunately it's kind of a mixed bag, because there's a lot of games that you probably wouldn't go back and play that have these options, you know, and so this is one of the better games. And I just think, you know, you can see here that Hulk is more defined, And again, this is kind of a cool open sandbox kind of destroy everything. This is kind of a nice early level too, that kind of training level, just to show all the different things you can do. It's really cool, but again, it looks a lot better. It does look a lot better. It looks less dated. And you know, your mileage is going to vary depending on game. This is actually, I wanted to show a game that people are probably going to actually play. This is Soul Calibur 2, another game that benefits from a 720p display option. Again, you can check the resolution options that a specific game has on the back of a case. And I'm just going to go ahead and do arcade. I'm going to go ahead and choose Maxi, just to show you kind of what it looks like in composite. Again, this is just composite standard setup. I do have the screen stretched. Just want to let people know that. Alright, this is Soul Calibur 2, and wanted to show kind of the differences, and it is pretty decent difference. So I'm going to try to choose the same character, and I'm going to go ahead and Soul Calibur 2 was different on all three consoles, and again, this is a solid fighting game. You know, this is if you're a fan of you know, the Namco Tekken series. If you're not familiar with this, this is essentially like a Tekken with weapons. But I wanted to show kind of the bump in resolution. And again, this is a game that displays in 720p, looks great. And my bigger thing about this cable is the convenience. You know, to me, the bump in the resolution is a bonus. And again, your mileage is going to vary depending on game. There's a lot of games on the Xbox library that are going to have the 720p display option. So it's really nice. This is one of the better ones. Unfortunately, there's a lot of games you would think of that would have it that don't. I'm going to do a link below to the Wikipedia page that's going to show exactly what games have the display options when you fire it up. So yeah, this is another great level to show. Just the detail in the background is really neat.
What's up?
All right, this is Tony Hawk 4. Again, I think it's a great game to show kind of the bump and resolution. This is standard composite though, so this is just your standard AV cables. Alright, this is Tony Hawk 4. Again, definitely can notice the bump in resolution. This runs 720p. This is one of the many games that run in this mode. This is probably the best of both worlds. Unfortunately, there's very few games with the 1080i option. You're going to find more games with the 720p option, display option in the game. So it's just, it's better. It's just everything about it. Sharper image. Not the best Tony Hawk player. I'm going to show some games that people would actually pop in and see something noticeably different. And from the video, hopefully you can tell that there is a substantial difference in resolution and just clarity, and it's nice, you know, because there's a lot of Xboxes out there, and there's a lot of people that would game, and I hate to say this, but you know, this is retro gaming for some people out there. All right, this is Atari Anthology, and this is a game that actually benefits from the 1080i option. This is Atari Anthology, and this is kind of a good example of how awesome some of the compilation game discs were back in the early 2000s. Skycade Originals, and you know, I think an easy one would be just millipede. Millipede would be a nice easy one to show. And go from there. Just straight up millipede. Millipede, one of my favorite games. And yeah. So again, it looks really blurry on composite, and that's because, you know, it's not how you would play this back in the day. Back in the day, I'd be playing it on a trackball. But this is still a fun game, nevertheless. Alright, here is an Atari Anthology, and again, this has the 1080i support. Go to millipede. Do standard game. Again, it just pops. It just has that definitely increased resolution. Yes, major difference. And let's go. Everything is just sharper, cleaner. Looks great. Really like how it looks. Really happy with that difference there. So there you have it. Pretty cool cable, simple, effective, and more importantly, it works. I tested it on one TV. There is some compatibility issues, but for most people reporting, it works with most TVs. It's kind of trial by error, you know, but for the price, you can't go wrong. Again, I wanted to test some games that I actually would be playing. And again, thank you for all the support as I march towards a new goal of 60,000 subs. I have some special announcements coming on my channel. I'm excited about attending possibly a new expo, and so I'll be announcing that soon. Again, thank you for people around the world. You're wonderful and beautiful. Still doing 3 videos a week. I also have a Patreon. For a little as $1 a month, you can get an exclusive video. This is the Immortal John Hancock. You take care.